and welcome to UK Crime Caught on Camera. In this one, we're looking at some of the latest crimes from around the country. This is the moment a van-driving thug smashed into cars and rammed police vehicles. The stolen vehicle is a double-glazing van. A man is driving with his female partner riding shotgun. Police cited the van after its owner reported it stolen. Several police cars and other vehicles are damaged during the rush hour chase. The two inside dumped the wrecked van, but cops found him shortly afterward inside a locked storage room in a block of flats. The pair were later convicted. The man admitted dangerous driving and was handed a 15-month suspended sentence. His partner was found guilty of being carried in a vehicle without the owner's consent and was given a community order and told to attend drug rehab. Police say this man stole fuel from at least 9 petrol stations across Kent in 2024. The petrol thief would nick fuel for his car and also fill up large containers. In October 2024, cops saw the man and a chase ensued, during which the thief drove at speed and crashed into a lamppost. Police say a woman and a child were in his car. The thief tried to escape on foot, but an officer soon detained him. Following his arrest, a search of his car led to the recovery of 2 knives, petrol containers and a balaclava at Maidstone Crown Court. The thief pleaded guilty to 9 counts of making off without payment. He also admitted further charges of dangerous driving, driving whilst disqualified, and going equipped for theft. He was sentenced to 16 months in prison and was also disqualified from driving for 2 years. Still to come on UK Crime Caught on Camera. A digger gets used in an ATM theft, but next. This is the moment a drug driver leads police on a chase which reaches speeds of more than 120 miles per hour. The driver failed to stop for an officer and then the chase began. The BMW driver moves dangerously at speed through traffic and red lights, even undertaking on the harsh shoulder. The pursuit covered the B4059 in Tortworth, residential roads, country lanes and the M5, M4 and M32 motorways. The driver had been disqualified from driving for 12 months in March 2025, just weeks before this incident took place. He was charged and later pleaded guilty to driving a motor vehicle dangerously, driving a motor vehicle otherwise in accordance with a licence, using a motor vehicle without third-party insurance, driving while disqualified, and possession of a Class A drug. Further investigation and tests of his blood found that the level of cocaine in his system was over 3 times the legal limit, with the level of benzoylecgonine, which is a cocaine breakdown, being nearly 5 times the limit. He was later charged and pleaded guilty to 2 counts of driving a vehicle with a concentration of specified controlled drug above the specified limit. He was sentenced to 12 months in prison and disqualified from driving for 4 years and 6 months. He must take an extended driving test at the end of the driving ban and was ordered to pay £270 in court costs.
Roundabout 3 out and running.
Next, we're in Notts, where 6 members of a crystal meth drug gang have been jailed. The gang are said to have smuggled £7 million worth of crystal meth into the UK disguised as weight loss shakes from America. This haul of Class A drugs was described as colossal. It is said to be Nottinghamshire Police's biggest ever seizure, when it was intercepted at Stansted Airport in May 2023. And while fictional Breaking Bad meth king Walter White tried to hide his wealth so as not to arouse suspicion of the authorities, the crime lord behind this meth flaunted his. He posted to social media about his exotic holidays, lavish lifestyle and more. The man, who is described as a boxing coach, can be seen holding wads of cash, trying to eat wads of cash, smoking expensive cigars, and with lots of imagery of flashy items like Rolex watches. The man ran his gang with 3 others and held meetings with an unidentified ringleader in the Middle East. They were nabbed after a parcel shipped from America labelled as a weight loss shake was intercepted by Border Force officials. That fake fat loss shake contained 900 grams of methamphetamine and 2 kilograms of cannabis. And yet more parcels were found, leading NOTS officers to the largest haul of crystal meth in the force's history. Detectives said the scale of the smuggling was industrial and unprecedented. The gang raked in hundreds of thousands of pounds on a monthly basis as a result of their multi-million-pound drug operation. The gang's leaders would also fund luxury holidays and trips to exotic locales such as Thailand, the Dominican Republic, Dubai, Central America, and the Greek islands. Even gang members spent large sums on designer clothing, including a pair of trainers priced at over $1,000, and high-value watches. Nottinghamshire police worked with the United States Department of Homeland Security and the US Embassy to bust the drugs ring. 9 defendants entered guilty pleas to importing Class A and Class B drugs at Nottingham Crown Court in January 2025 and were sentenced in May 2025. Thus far, 4 have been sentenced to a combined total of almost 29 years behind bars, and 3 others have been handed community orders and paperwork. A crook who used diggers to tear cash machines from walls and thief the money from inside has been slapped with 18 months more prison time. The man and his co-defendant are thought to be part of a group who raided several businesses across Kent between November 2019 and March 2021. Various security videos shows the two approaching a supermarket petrol station and using a digger to rip its cash machine from the wall before swiping the money inside. It is estimated that in 6 incidents, they caused around £1.5 million worth of damage to businesses and stole around £300,000 in cash. In November 2022, one of the men was jailed for 8 years and 9 months for his role in the raids, while the other was sentenced to 7 years and 5 months in prison. However, following a further investigation, one of the men was ordered to pay back £108,000 of illegally obtained funds. While one repaid the $14,300 he was asked for, the other did not hand over the money he owed, so he was brought back before court in April 2025, and his sentence was increased by 18 months. This video shows the moment a knife thug was pepper sprayed as he tried to stab 2 police officers moments after biting a man's ear off. The victim sustained an injury to his hand and lacerations to his arms while trying to defend the blows. He was discharged from hospital after treatment. The 2 officers were not injured. The knife man was charged with wounding with intent, possession of a firearm with intent to cause fear of violence, namely an air pistol, possession of a knife, robbery, and 2 counts of assaulting an emergency worker. He was found guilty of 4 of the offences and found not guilty of robbery, following a 7-day trial in March. He pleaded guilty to possession of a knife. He was jailed for 8 years at Leicester Crown Court. These 2 men entered an old printworks in Crewe in August 2024 during the summer disorder and set fire to some cardboard. That fire spread and it was declared a major incident, causing hundreds from nearby homes to be moved out, while firefighters fought the blaze. When cops were managing crowds, police say one of the fire starters, although they didn't know who he was at the time, was actually in the crowd and swore at them. He was told to move away and he shouted for people to riot. He even did a news interview where he spoke of how great it was to see everyone in a crisis working together, and also spoke of the need to get his house deep cleaned to get rid of lingering smoke. But he didn't stop there. When the cops were doing inquiries, he said he saw the fire and use near the building. That led to the arrest of a 12-year-old who was later released without charge. The same man then told his pal he was in the building, and then the cops found out. He was nabbed, bailed, and later police found footage of him and another inside the old printworks on his phone. Both later pleaded guilty to arson, being reckless as to whether life was endangered. One of the men also admitted to perverting the course of justice. The duo were convicted and jailed for over 8 years collectively in May 2025. Thanks for watching another episode of UK Crime Caught on Camera and Shots. If you're watching us in Freeview, stay tuned for more authentic UK television curated from the hearts of British communities by journalists living in them. If you're watching anywhere else, please like, share us around, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Doing so helps us to keep creating content like this.